Silence all mobile devices and prepare to observe this morning's proceedings in a spirit of respect and reflection as we honor a towering figure of Pan-African history, the Right Excellent Marcus Garvey. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, I invite you all to rise and to join me in welcoming the arrival of Her Excellency, the Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, and other dignitaries who will proceed through the ceremonial area to the heartwarming thrill of the drum corps. Please extend your warm and respectful attention as they take their places and remain standing as we listen to an instrumental version of the national anthem of the proud Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
And the
Your Excellency, Dame Marcella Liebert, Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, I'm not seeing the Deputy Prime Minister, but I recognize him even in his absence. The Right Honorable Senior Minister, Dr. Douglas. Distinguished other Honorable Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of the Federal Parliament, distinguished Permanent Secretaries, Advisors, and Directors. I recognize here Ambassador Neris Shiverton of UNESCO, who sits at the helm of UNESCO here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, our most esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Julius Garvey, son of the Right Excellent Dr. Marcus Garvey. Distinguished Chair and members of the Sandy Point Heritage Society, community leaders and stakeholders, representatives of the Joint Rastafari Nyabingi Drumming Corps, students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning and the warmest welcome to one and all. The protocol having been established, I hope that it can be adopted as we proceed in the interest of time. Distinguished guests, members of the community, friends and family, students and elders, and above all, those who carry the flame forward, the pride and the purpose and the African legacy. It is my tremendous honor to welcome you here today as we gather at Pump Bay, Sandy Point, to mark an extraordinary moment in our national story. A moment that brings together history, heritage, and hope. We are assembled at this historic coastal point to unveil a port marker commemorating the visit of one of the greatest visionaries of the African diaspora, the Right Excellent Marcus Garvey, who on a November day in 1937 disembarked right here at Pump Bay in the heart of what was once the most vibrant port in St. Kitts. On a personal note, this day carries special resonance for me. I stand here not just as a daughter of Sandy Point, not just as your chairperson, but as the proud granddaughter of Arnold McIntosh, the man who had the foresight, conviction, and courage to extend an invitation that eventually brought Mr. Marcus Garvey to our shores, and the original correspondence is still with the family. As I speak these words in this sacred space of memory, I do so with deep humility, inspired by his action and driven by the hope that he would be proud of this continuation of his legacy and the legacy of Marcus Garvey. Pump Bay, though quiet now, was once the beating heart of trade, travel, and migration in St. Kitts. A key hub of maritime commerce throughout the colonial era, ships came and went bearing molasses from the towering storage vats of Pump Estate, vats which are still standing today among the last of their kind in the Caribbean. Goods flowed from here to Canada, the US Virgin Islands and Statia. Kittitians seeking opportunity abroad and Anguillians seeking work in our sugarlands passed through here, and it was here that Marcus Garvey, greeted by a crowd, set foot on our soil. In truth, Garvey did not simply arrive. He landed with purpose, delivering a message that still resonates across generations, a call to read, to think, to own, to rise. He spoke of the dignity of labor, the power of the mind, and the rich inheritance of African identity. And he reminded us that though our islands may be small, our capacity to shape the world is limitless. And so today, we not only honor his visit, we reclaim our memory. We celebrate our strength. We plant a marker not just in the ground, but in our collective consciousness. And what a profound privilege it is to have with us today the son of the man we celebrate, Dr. Julius Garvey. We are exceedingly honored by your presence. Your continued advocacy for your father's vision and your efforts to keep his legacy alive on the global stage inspire us all. Today, as we place this mark on Kittitian soil, we do so in your father's name. but also in your presence, with gratitude and with reverence. As we stand on the shoreline of history, let us remember that heritage is not only what we inherit, but what we choose to preserve, protect, and pass on. The visit of Marcus Garvey to St. Kitts and Nevis was a spark, a clarion call for a people to rise in consciousness, self-reliance, and nationhood. That call echoes still, and it must echo louder through our youth, our institutions, and our civic life. Welcome to this historic occasion. The richness of the moment demands a blessing, and so we begin by inviting God's grace upon us as we celebrate today's observance. Pastor Ellsworth Warner will now lead us as we invoke God's presence and his favor. Pastor Warner.
Adopting the protocol so ably established by my colleague, friend, and former classmate, I wish to continue by taking us to the throne of grace indeed. But before I do so, let me just remind you that prayer is very essential to our everyday living. To have a successful life, you must pray constantly, every minute of the day. And so I do that, and I have seen the blessings of God upon my life as a result. And to you who don't, you're making a serious mistake. I'm praying to a God in whom I truly believe, and I know he's quite able. And so let us stand.
His arrival, we are honoring the movement he inspired. Garvey's message calls us to rise and to look within ourselves and across the Atlantic to our ancestral brothers and sisters, and to embrace the divine dignity of our African identity. He called us to uplift ourselves by ourselves. That still echoes in the work we do today to build fairer, freer, more confident nation and region. And as we work more in earnest to reconnect Africa with the Caribbean. This site, this living memory, stands as both a tribute and a torch. A tribute to a man who dared to believe in us when we did not believe in ourselves. A torch that will light the minds of future generations to stand tall, to think boldly, and to walk with pride as sons and daughters of a mighty heritage. To the Sandy Point Heritage Society, your vision and dedication have brought us to this powerful moment. To Dr. Julius Garvey, our esteemed guest, thank you for carrying your father's torch and for standing with us as we etch his legacy into the landscape of our nation. And to all gathered here, let us carry this moment in our hearts as we lay wreaths upon the ocean. Let the waves remember. Let the wind carry the message, and let the people continue the work. May Marcus Garvey's words, his spirit, and his dream forever guide our steps. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister. Inspiring words. Moments like today's are meant to impact all generations and to serve as inspiration to our youth. Upcoming, we are privileged to hear from a young voice of promise. Student Avwaned Vakers of the Charles E. Mills Secondary School, who will share a poem in honor of Marcus Garvey's rich legacy. I invite, it will be done apparently by someone else, but I'm sure it will be just as inspiring.
Good morning to all. My name is Clemencia Hodge. I'm representing the
Social Science Department at the Charles E. Mills Secondary School. The poem, The Black Star Rises. From Island Roots to Global Pride, a tribute to Marcus Garvey's legacy. From island roots where warm seas gleam, rose a voice that carried a mighty dream. Marcus Garvey, with vision clear, spoke words of wisdom, of freedom, all could hear. Not for Jamaica's soul alone, but for every isle where seeds were sown. He called the scattered to unite, to lift their heads and claim their right. The Black Star Line, a ship of pride, promised a journey to turn the tide. And in its sails, the hope would burn that every soul to Africa would return. In Harlem's heart, his voice would roar, but its echo reached Caribbean shore. From St.Kitts Street to Bajan Isles, skies, Garvey lit flames in countless eyes. When he came to St. Kitts, the crowd stood tall to hear his cry that awakened all. Your minds, your power, your truest pride, the key to freedom and to rise. The laborer, farmer, and humble hand felt the strength of his dream like fire on sand. He gave the broken reason to see the boundless truth: we all are to be free. Across the seas, his words still ring, from Ghana's fields to the songs we sing. Though time has passed, his spirit stands in every heart, in every land. The Black Star rises, bright and wide, from island roots to global pride. Garvey's legacy, fierce and true, lives in me, lives in us, lives in you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I believe that that presentation is fully seized of the audacious vision of the Right Excellent Marcus Garvey and was delivered in that same vein. As history speaks to us from yesterday's weighty past and into today's momentous remembrance ceremony, we are deeply honored to welcome Dr. Julius Garvey, son of the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey, a man of distinction and acclaim in his own right. And he is now being invited to share reflections on his father's enduring impact. Dr. Garvey.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Good morning, everyone. All protocol being observed, it is indeed a pleasure and an honor for me to be here with you. And I'd certainly like to thank the Governor General and all of those who were involved in inviting me to this particular occasion. Obviously, I feel very much like I'm walking in my father's footsteps. Granted, it's, 91 years after. So it's indeed more than just a pleasure. It's a very emotional time to see his legacy being honored in such a palpable manner. And as you know, that period of time, 1937, it was a period when we were trying to break free from the shackles of colonialism, which had, shall we say, inherited the chains of slavery. And the message of my father was that we were a mighty people and we could accomplish what we will. And he believed very much in the capacity of the mind to create, and that we had to liberate our minds from mental slavery. As you know, at that trip in 1937, I think he was actually coming back from from Halifax, Canada, and that's where he made that speech, that we must liberate our minds from mental slavery, because while others may free the body or help us to free the body, none but ourselves can free the mind. And I think you all know that Bob Marley took that and made it into his lyrics for Redemption song. So that was what it was all about, redeeming ourselves, redeeming our history, redeeming our traditions, redeeming our culture, because we had been disconnected from that during that period of enslavement and then the succeeding period of colonialism. And that brings us fast forward to today, when, I think the message is still appropriate, because some people think that we live in their backyard, but I think we as St.Kittians and Novitians know that this is our front yard, and we're looking at it from our veranda, and we're not in anybody else's backyard. So I think we have the fortitude. I think we have the fortitude of those who, freed us from slavery, because nobody gave us freedom. We freed ourselves from slavery with all of our revolts and our revolutions. And we also freed ourselves from colonialism through the labor unions and the unrest throughout the Caribbean during that period of time, from the 30s, the 40s, up to the 60s, and I think you achieved your independence in 1981. We preceded you in Jamaica a little bit, 1962, so we're actually somewhat proud of that. But as I said, the shackles are still there in terms of the global financial system and the hegemony of the European, American liberal democratic system that still incarcerates not only our minds, but incarcerates us physically in terms of what we're able to accomplish because of their rules and regulations through the IMF, the World Bank, and so on. So we have to continue keeping on in terms of our journey towards full freedom and liberation, not only of our minds, but when we liberate our minds, of course, we will free our spirit to be creative and to be one with our Creator. And that's where we're really going in terms of our liberation. Because, as I said, we liberate our bodies, we liberate our minds, and then the absolute liberation is liberation of our spirit. When you've liberated our spirit, then, we'll be so powerful that no one can master us on earth. Our only master, of course, will be God, and we can accomplish what we will. So up, you mighty people, you can accomplish what you will. It's again a pleasure for me to be here and share this moment with you. Thank you for having me.
Let the rhythm of the ancestors speak to us through the drums. We now present the spirit drums in cultural tribute to Marcus Garvey and the journey of African people everywhere, for yesterday, for today, and well into the future. We claim our inheritance. Spirit drums. It is my honor to share my own poetic offering as invited as part of this remembrance ceremony. And it is entitled No Greater Than Your Mind. And it is a spoken word tribute and interpretation of the remarks of Marcus Garvey, delivered at the Mutual Improvement Society Hall on the occasion of his visit to St. Kitts in 1937. He stepped off the ship with vision in hand, a lion of thought on the hallowed soil of Liamiga. He walked on our sacred sand. He came neither to flatter nor just to be kind, but to challenge a people, he said, "You are the sum total of your mind." Not rich by wealth nor famed by birth, Garvey, a man of humble estate, had the audacity to speak of inner worth. He said, "Don't measure yourself by size or skin. Your strength, your power, it starts within." You, born on islands kissed by seas, have minds that stretch like spiraling bamboo and sprawling banyan trees. And though this land is small in span, you hold the world and all its gifts in your hands. "Read," he cried. "Don't waste your youth. Books will bless you more than fleeting words and half-truths, spoken by unreasonable men, both blind and loud. So read, think, grow, and let your mind make your people proud. Eat less, think more. Guard your thoughts like sacred inspirations from visions and lore. For while your stomach won't build you a throne, true wisdom will make the world your own." What good is land if you don't claim it? What use is gold if you don't possess it? Own your space, your yard, your plot in the valley below or high on the mountain. For those who own will craft a lasting memory that cannot be ignored or forgotten. A man with land stands tall, not small. He doesn't fear the law, for he helps make the law. So grab the soil with pride, hands of pride, and plant your future of knowledge, of wisdom, of hope for tomorrow, deep, deep inside. You were born of laborers, maids, market folk, grassroots, women and men, but that does not mean your drums and your dreams are meant to wither and be broken. Garvey said, "I too was low, but I rose up and let them know, no man will cage the mind I've fed. They may bruise my flesh, but they cannot steal the ideas from my head." So don't bow down. Don't beg. Don't plead. Feed your brain and let it take the lead. So your nose is broad. Your kinky hair may twist and coil. Still, you're children of royal soil. You bear God's likeness, soul, and thought, not what you've worn or how many battles you have fought. You've come from kings, from queens, from fire, with heart that can hope and eyes that dare to rise above and yearn and aspire. He said, "Rise, people of St. Kitts Nevis, not just in name, but with a burning, living, unextinguishable flame. Don't be a jellyfish without sound or trace. Just here today, then gone, disappeared, nothing left in place. Be like Hamilton, born right here, who shaped a world with thoughts so clear that your legacy will speak through time and shape the lives of those whose births the future will ordain into existence by design." So ask yourself, I am who I am, and so what now? Then raise your head and make that vow. I will read, I will build, I will speak, I will, I will, I will. I will think, I will know, I will plant, I will grow. Garvey didn't come to entertain. He came to ignite your inner flame, to show you what you've always been, a soul of greatness, clothed in African black melanated royal skin. So let the world recall your name. Let history give your dreams acclaim. Let future sons and daughters find that St. Kitts Nevis rose to meet the vision, mind over inspired mind. For Garvey declared the vision, the truth in his sacred line, your St. Kitts will be no greater than your mind. Selah. So let it be. Amen. Moving right along, distinguished guests, vision meets legacy. Mr. Othniel Heiliger will now present the proposed design plan for the Garvey Memorial Park, a lasting tribute to this Caribbean and global great leader whose vision for Africans the world over transcends distance and countries and hemispheres. Mr. Heiliger.
Good morning, one and all. I'd like to adopt the protocol that has been so ably established. I also have to make special reference to my fellow Sandy Pointers. Several weeks ago, I got a call from my very good friend in the person of Telka Wallace. We have done many things together before. And she informed me of an occasion that should be taking place here within not a couple of weeks. I asked her, why me? She said, because I know you. Well, I'm here this morning to present to you my proposed plan for that which I think would last for hundreds of years. A memorial park for the Right Honorable Dr. Marcus Garvey. In a couple of minutes, you would see what we came up with. But before I get into that, I think I need to give you the history. As we are aware that Sandy Point has been the center of commerce in the Caribbean, not just in St. Kitts, in the Caribbean for many, many years. A long time ago, someone looked at it and they decided that this is the place to be. So, for all of you who are not from Sandy Point, welcome to Sandy Point. And I think also you need to understand that we are guarded by not just one, but we have 3 forts in Sandy Point. Within the last couple of days, there are several persons who said to me that they want to wear that Marcus Garvey came to Sandy Point. I said he did not come to Sandy Point. He landed in Sandy Point, and this is where it all began. Okay, this historical site and memorial park that I'm proposing, it's supposed to last for hundreds of years after I would have passed. And all of you here and within the sound of my voice would have passed on. Like Brimstone Hill Fortress, Garvey's Park would be here. The location of this park was chosen by a small committee after Telka called me and said that, explain to me what was happening. I decided to call some other members from the Sandy Point Heritage Society, led by Socrates, Sylvester Hodge. And within not even 24 hours, within less than 24 hours, a meeting was convened and Telka came and she explained to us what it was all about. And we decided we'll have to do something far bigger than just putting a little momentum there in Sandy Point. So I put that thinking cap on and came up with what we're about to see. I would like to make mention of several things in that at this park, we would be able to have this entire area, which would be a parking facility, park maybe about 50 vehicles at least. We would be able to go to the top where we'll have the memorial right at the top, which also would include an existing chimney and several other artifacts from the sugar days. So what we are saying here is that with this in mind, this should be the center of attraction, not just for tourists, because we frame a lot of things around tourists, but lots and lots of people are not aware of an occasion like this when Garvey came to St. Kitts. He landed here and they say, "You sure?" When you tell them, they say, "No, they never heard about that." Even one history teacher said to me, "I'm not aware of that." But they're history teachers. So we would have to get up to the memorial, we'll go up 100 steps. So at every 25 steps going up, there would be a rest point. And that rest point would not be just for you to simply take a break. No. It would be for you to garner information about the Honorable Marcus Garvey, things that he may have or would have done, or even excerpts from his speeches. So at every 25 steps, we'll have a document there which should last, again, as I say, for a long, long time. It should be made of marble. And then when we get to the top, we would have a photo of him and also some excerpts from his speeches, which also would include a fountain. And the entire park would be totally transformed. This hill would be totally transformed so that once you come here, you would not have an issue even helping with the maintenance of it, because something of this nature requires maintenance. The material that it would be built from would be stone, our volcanic stones, so that it would last. So I would think I should end here by simply moving to the next phase and asking the chair to let us move to the unveiling of the national park. Thank you.
As indicated, we now move to a significant highlight of today.
led by the resonant call of the Dr. Right before we proceed to the brief-laying segment of the ceremony. We invite all designated participants to prepare for this solemn procession.
Ready? All right, ready again? Let's go. All right. Garvey boy. man of God. Messiah. The grandmother really know what she know do. I mean, I'm come educated. Who was a young? The article farmer man. The fisherman. Marcus, even. That stone building. He in me too. And this man allowing me to are you. If I never lose history yet, I lose school in March. I know it's me and sick. When a man sick, he can't do too much. But I still stand up. I know Marcus was in his spirit. So I don't believe that my little boy around here, so you know, I'm powerful. I try to hold it down and give it to her in a loving way. See me old man come and push it out now. So when I man show your vibes, listen to the command. Marcus spirit. Love all, respect all. Rasta man. I'm telling you the policeman and show big with me. And we are the farmer man, and I don't forget it. How are you? Come along, Boyola, come. Come here, Boyola. Don't hold back, you know, you get it away. Can't get away. Can we just do one picture? One picture, please. One picture. After we do this, we're going to do one walk. You're mad. Garvey coming, please. Okay, thank you. Want to do one with me now with grandmother, mommy, everybody in it. I'm going to give him the one too. I got to come. I don't get enough school in man. I really don't know. Check it out. One more for you. Thank
you. Carried this vision forward. Thank you. I recognize J.V.'s Sparkle Decor and Mrs. Asha Jones Woodley for the beautiful wreaths. This milestone is the fruit of tremendous collaboration and could not have come to life without the dedication of all. Let us ensure that this marker stands not just as a symbol of remembrance, but as a beacon of action, a reminder of pride, and a permanent affirmation that Garvey came and we were changed. Let us move forward together, rooted in our past, bold in our future, and ever guided by the light of Marcus Garvey. Thank you very much for your presence. Have a great day, everyone. Kindly let us bid farewell to Her Excellency, the Honorable Prime Minister, and distinguished officials as the commemorative activities continue in Bastille. Good day, everyone. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you.